What we have here, my friends, is a Audio Synergy A-EDAC. It must mean something, but well, I don't know what. Audio Synergy was a local shop, one of the two best hi-fi shops in Perth, in Western Australia. I think now it's run from home by its owner, Clifford D'Souza, who used to sell things. He used to build and modify them as well, and this is one of his builds. It starts with a board from Audio Note DAC. So, as in, the guy thinks that he can improve Audio Note DAC, you know, he obviously must be good, and he has a group of followers and customers very loyal to him. As you see, he has modified. There's two banks of aftermarket capacitors there. This is trichord clock, and this is a power supply for it, with some other power supply there as well. God knows what for that is. The Audio Note DAC works on two Burr Brown PCM63s, which I consider to be probably the best of the old Burr Brown DACs. Power supply wise, you have two huge transformers. They are as big as, you know, 100 watts per channel class A power amp, and you know, DAC only uses 40-50 watts of power. I suppose with valves it uses more. But there's another transformer for something, and of course that one for the tri-clock. And as far as transformers, there are two output ones. That used to be a single-ended unit, but the owner wanted to have it balanced, so Clifford modified it and fitted balance connectors. Some things in it you will not find anywhere else. So in here, you see, this is a silver wire, and I've seen that before, and people have brought it to me and were raving about it. I don't know whether it is really such silver, because it's shiny after many years, and I have some silver solder, and I tell you, it's oxidized. So maybe it is special audiophile silver solder that doesn't oxidize. But anyway, what I was trying to say is that this is the first ever I see captive input, and the end of it is RCA plug, and so there's no socket. Maybe there was a socket there before, but now there's a captive cord, so there is one connection instead of two, you know, because then you have a plug to socket and then socket to the cables, whereas in here it's just straight cable to those inner ones. Better than that it gets. You see those two power cords? Well, one goes to the right side, one goes to the left side. So we have, this is the first device ever that has two captive power cords. I presume one is for the digital section, for the DAC, and the other one must be for the tube section. I'm a bit reluctant to lift it and show it to you, because the damn thing weighs well over 20 kilos. So, but I'll try. So it's, as you see, bird nest, but pretty neat for a bird nest, you know. It's I have to actually look into the camera to see what you see. And in here you've got 1, 2, 3 extra power supplies underneath the Audio Note DAC and some extra capacitors. So it's certainly not a standard production. Well, how does it sound? Well, I don't know. I've only listened to it in my workshop, and I was pretty impressed. The first CD I put in was my test. It's a country music record which I once found in the car that I bought, and it sounded very, very good on that. On my jazz it doesn't sound so spectacular, but I have to take it to my proper system. I'm just evaluating it now and I want to find out if it was good, if it has faults. So I don't know if it's that linear, but I mean the bass is very detailed and the MIDI is also nice, you know. I mean, it might be that I'll fall in love with it once I take it there. The build quality, not the greatest. And I'm not talking about the fact that those holes where the connectors used to be are not filled in with the plug, you know. I could get one of those plugs and just plug it up. But you see, like there's a hole there, obviously that doesn't matter because it's ground, but those things are not ground, and I would put the grometer there on that hole. A resistor was added in here, and I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it or not, but it's not even soldered, it's just those resistors are twisted. Maybe it will sound better like that. Some of the soldering here is not spectacular, but I suppose that can be cleaned up, and there must have been some huge wires going from underneath, so but I mean, it doesn't hum, it doesn't buzz, doesn't do anything that valves unit do, so obviously it's a good enough construction. Well, I'm debating whether to buy it or not. It all depends, you know, how it sounds in my number one system and how much does the owner want for it. So early days, I've just fired it up, but it's certainly an interesting piece of kit. You know, I'm not into great parts, and there's a lot of great parts here, but you know, like even chassis is a proper copper, you know, and if you see those cutouts, there is, you know, that black chassis is actually red inside, so it's all copper, you know, that you can see. It's some sockets like that one there is completely loose. That socket, the tube socket, would need to be replaced. It's a vintage one, and this tube is vintage. I removed it because it was loose and it was all oxidized, so that would need some work. I sort of reseated those without removing them, pull them out a bit and push them in, just to dislodge any oxidization. I don't know how long this unit has been in storage, but you know, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Here we have one of those Swiss mains filters. So this is not all for show. I mean, there is actually some logic to it, and you know, and I don't know how heavily this audio note has been modified, because I think it comes with Sanyo Oscons, the blue ones, and the rest are Nihikons and some Elmers. So it's all quality stuff. But I'll have to look up audio note and see how far, other than the trichord clock. So, well, thank you very much. If I have anything more interesting to say about it, I'll do another video. Bye for now.